New, one more strange island. The king of the Phaeacians liked Odysseus's fantastical story so much that he gave him a chest of treasure and a ship to take him home to the island of Ithaca. Which, if you've read it, it goes very well, right? Yes? No? Maybe? Yeah, it does. For our hero, for a change. Although not for the sailors heading back, because the god Poseidon turns their ship to stone just as they're within sight of their homes. Boom. Stone ship right in the harbor. So, nothing new there then. Sailing with Odysseus was one of the leading causes of death at sea in the Mediterranean. So, what of our hero? Back home, finally. That's how close he was, one short boat ride away for a long time. If you've ever been on a cruise, all right, not recently because of the plague, but in the before times, I took one around that area. It's not that big. You can do it all in 10 days, or so they said. You don't get to see much, just the ruins, which I loved. It was long before the advent of world-class tourist traps. So, while Odysseus was sleeping, again the sailors dropped him off on his own home island with a bit of treasure, which he hides in a cache under an olive tree, as per usual. But he doesn't know where he is. Thinks he's a stranger in a strange land. In a way, he is. A combat veteran back after a war 20 years later. Sound familiar? Starts with an A. Anyone, indeed? Afghanistan. Speaking of A's, if you want to receive one, tell me which goddess was waiting for him there on his home island. Yes, the goddess Athena comes back and helps him again, but not before getting into a kind of lying competition with him. She's dressed as a shepherd. He starts his usual BS. She stops his story in mid-flow because she knows they would be there forever. She even calls him a chameleon. And that's when things get real. They plan his return to his home. She balds him, ages him, and disguises him in rags as a beggar. Then he goes to meet the swineherd while she flies over to Sparta to get his son to come home. Again, not very far away, especially for a goddess. Discuss. If it bleeds, it leads. The role of the innocent bystanders in this story used to always trouble me. The crew that landed Odysseus safely were then wiped out by the god of the sea because he couldn't take it out on our hero anymore. Sure, he is blissfully ignorant of their fate at this point. But later, do you think he'd weep salt tears for them, for his crew, for the women and children of Troy, as the concept of collateral damage of civilian casualties changed since the time of the Trojan War? After the last accidental drone strike on a wedding, what did we say? Sorry, accidents happen, mistakes were made, you can't make an omelet without cracking eggs. There were a lot of vacant hats in Troy. So now, the mighty warrior has come back home, and as far as he's concerned, he has a goddess's pre-approval for preemptive unilateral action.